The East Food Hall today. It's bustling, am I right?
It is bustling. Lots of folks getting here early, hanging out. There's too many Capitals jerseys in here, but there's only so much you can do about that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a good buzz, good crowd. It's a big day here for the building in general. It's another one of those double days. There's a hockey game now and a lacrosse game later, so there'll be a lot going on here today. And it is Carnival Day. This is a little bit of a taste of what we've been missing the last couple of years because the Carnival's still not within the rules of engagement. So we're going to do a little bit of a modified version today. A lot going on with that. But, yeah, it's a good day here. Hopefully Flyers pick today to put an end to this latest streak they're on.
No, there's no Ferris wheel in the middle of the ice, correct?
Not
look yet.
Maybe by the third period.
Okay. Any clowns or anything like that?
There's a whole bunch of them on the left side, right?
Yeah, no doubt.
That's on your point of view, I guess.
Yeah. The homestand continues. It's been now this will be game number 4 of this 8-game homestand. Flyers a week ago opened it up against this same team, and that game where they had the 3-2 lead when Jerry Mayhew scored on that rush opportunity.
Yep.
And then the 2 Garnet Hathaway goals sank the Flyers in game number 1. Last game of the month of February, they won their first game of the month of February. I haven't won one since, Bri. They'd love to come away with a win today and end this 6-game skid.
Yeah, they got a couple of reinforcements, I should say, coming in. Oh, I guess you could say a few because Carter Hart is back.
That's a big one.
He's back from the eye infection. He missed the last 2 games because of that. Derek Broussard will be back in the lineup today for the Flyers. Joel Farabee is back in as well. Morgan Frost is going to take a night off. He's going to watch from up top. Again, I see a lot of melting down about that. I don't hate it for one game. We were talking about this the other night. When you're used to being on the ice all the time, you go upstairs, you get a different perspective. You get a little bit of a different look of things. The other night, we went down low for a little while, and it's a completely different perspective for us as well, for people that spend all of our time upstairs watching from where everything seems easy. You get down there and you realize it's not. So I'm not opposed to them going up there for a game, taking a look, and seeing what happens. But, again, Flyers looking to get a little bit of a better mix in there, and they've got 2 guys coming back, so they have the opportunity to do that.
Yeah, it's Broussard and Farabee coming back. See, people find it weird because
Mike Yo gave Morgan Frost some praise after the game the other night, and also some praise for his performance on the power play, and then he finds himself out of the lineup. So it's Morgan Frost that comes out, and also Max Willman to make way for Derek Broussard and Joel Farabee. And, great that Broussard's back. And, hopefully for him, that's a good thing.
But when you really look at it, it's real good to see Joel Farabee back.
Oh, yeah.
He's not only the present, but the future.
Yeah, absolutely. He is, probably, if not he's top 2 in terms of the Flyers' most promising young prospects right now. I have to admit, I was caught a little bit off guard the other day when it was his birthday, and they said it was only 22. I mean, it seems like he's been here a lot longer than that. Really, he has, because of when he was drafted, and stuff like things of that nature. But it's really one of those things that he is probably the next big offensive talent to come through here at this point, and he is been taking these big steps, and we were talking about this earlier in the year. Every year he seems to come out and be exponentially better than the year before. This year he's been slowed a little bit by the injuries, but he needs to get back out there and start getting his game back, and it's going to take him some time, I'm sure, to get his timing and rhythm and all that, so you can't freak out if it's not there today. But he's one of the guys that is going to be part of the future here, and then the Flyers need to get a look at as many people as possible that are in that description so they can figure out where to go here as the offseason approaches.
Yeah, and he's missed a decent amount of time. He's played only 33 games for the Flyers, 51 games played this season total by the team, and he's tied for 3rd in scoring. He's got 11 goals on the year. Cam Atkinson leads the way with 17, then 16 for Claude Giroux, and 11 for James Van Riemsdyk and for Joel Farabee. But Farabee's done that in 33 games. Van Riemsdyk's done that in 51 games. So key offensive component returning to the lineup today. And just to warn people, he's going to look a little different. He cut his hair.
What?
Did you know that?
You know what? I did, and I remember.
I yelled at him.
Yeah, was it you? Yeah, we didn't recognize him somewhere. Where were we? Where we saw him?
I was upstairs.
The elevator, right?
Yeah. Well, he gave me crap because I walked by him in the press box, and he said hello, and I didn't know it was him.
Yeah, because of the mask and everything. Right?
Yeah, he had the mask on, and his hair was cut.
Right.
And he said, I walked by you the other day, and you didn't even say hello. And I said, well, dude, you cut your hair.
Yeah.
Like, as a bald guy, I don't appreciate that.
We need name tags. Yes. Hello, my name is.
He looks so different.
Wow.
But so Joel Farabee, albeit with a lot less hair, will be in the lineup today, along with Derek Broussard. And it is the Flyers and the Caps today. You know, Cam Atkinson, we just mentioned him, Brian. He's played in all 51 games for the Flyers this season, leads them in goals with 17, 20 assists, 37 points on the year. But right now, they could use some goal scoring for Cam Atkinson. He's a bit of a drought lately as far as putting the puck in the net, and they could use that to help them put some offense here starting today.
Yeah, you know, there's a lot of contributions in the last few games coming from the bottom six, and that's kind of not where the Flyers need to be. It's great to get those contributions from the bottom six, but they haven't been getting as much from the top half of their lineup as they need really to turn this thing around. Scott Lawton has been contributing there. Travis Konechny is on a season high 7-game scoring streak, but they're going to need more from their top lines to kind of break out of this. And Atkinson, you know, has been having a fantastic season for the Flyers. He has tailed, you know, he's the leading scorer on the team in the month of January. Unfortunately, he's tailed off here a bit in the month of February. He's only got 2 points on the entire month. Both of them are assists. But again, you know, there's not a whole lot of people out there that work harder than he does on a given night. So, you know, it's the ebb and flow of a season on an individual level. You just hope to see him snap out of this sooner rather than later, and then tonight would be a great night to do that.
See, you know, he's a scorer, right? And he's a guy that if he's not scoring, because all scorers are streaky by nature.
Right, yeah,
you
absolutely.
know. Like you look at Patrick Laine, who's just absolutely on a heater right now. But when Cam Atkinson's not scoring, he doesn't turn into a net negative player because he's a guy that can kill penalties. He's a guy that can play responsibly. You know, Laine is a guy that I've contested in the past that when he's not scoring, he becomes net negative because he's not interested in doing those other things.
Right.
That is not Atkinson. It's why Atkinson had a lot of success under John Tortorella because, you know, he was a gamer in all aspects, not just out there to just score, and was an engaged player when not scoring. So, you know, even though a guy like Laine is so dynamic and obviously the pure goal scoring ability kind of resembles a guy on the Washington Capitals in the release and the shot where he sets up on the power play, and that is Alex Ovechkin. And, you know, in doing some research for the game today, I didn't realize this, but and I got to go back and really research this or get somebody to do it, which is probably more likely. The Washington Capitals power play is ranked 28th in the NHL at 15, I think, 0.7%. Has their power play ever been ranked 28th in the NHL while Alexander Ovechkin has been a Capital?
No, absolutely not.
I can't imagine it has.
And I don't know, is that execution on their end, or is the teams in this league finally figured out what to do? I don't know.
Well, I think part of it is Backstrom was out.
Yeah,
Oshie's out.
That doesn't help.
Yeah, but Ovechkin hasn't been. He's having a really good year. He has not the best last 6 or 7 games, but that's amazing to me.
Right, yeah. Yeah, that's remarkable. We do have a little bit of breaking news on the Washington side. I guess Celia Samsonov has left warm-ups.
We're going to get an e-bug dress today?
We might. It might be the day.
Oh, I hope Justin's here today.
The word is he took a shot and went to the locker room. We don't know for sure why yet. But Phoenix Copley is the only goaltender on the ice right now for Washington, according to Samantha Pell, the incredible beat writer for the Washington Post covering the Capitals. So That changes everything.
Okay. Well, I'll have to see if who the Flyers have 2 e-bugs, emergency backup goaltenders that rotate, and Justin Kowalkowski is also my fill-in for beer league. I played at Colgate University, so I hope he's here today.
One of these things is not like the other.
Yes.
Fill in for Flyers games, fill in for Jason's beer league.
Yeah. He's gotten dressed on a number of occasions, but has never made his way to the ice. So maybe today's his day.
We'll see.
We'll monitor that situation. Yeah. Let's take a timeout. We'll come back with more. It's the Flyers and the Caps from Wells Fargo Center. Homestand continues on Carnival Day. Back after this on the BetRivers.com Flyers Broadcast Network.
You're listening to the Flyers pregame show on the Flyers Broadcast Network.
Is building the future every day. For more information, visit NHL.com/Black History.
This is the Flyers pregame show with Jason Myrtetus and Brian Smith on the Flyers Broadcast Network.
I have officially seen it all.
You have?
Pregame show, Brian.
I, for one, will never say that because I know I haven't, but
I think I've seen it all when it comes to games. I see a black Flyer jersey over there, the number 17 on it, and on the back on the nameplate, it says Coatsy.
That's outstanding.
That's disturbing.
I actually want to get one now. I was going to bid on his jersey from the alumni game, but I missed out, I think.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So Coatsy wore 17?
That's my understanding, yes. If you go to Hockey Reference and you look up Steve Coates, that's the number that they have listed there for his 5 legendary games as a member of the Detroit Red Wings.
But I love the fact that the dude got it on the back of the jersey, not Coates.
Yeah.
Coatsy.
Well, you don't know who
got his nickname.
You don't know who Coates is.
No. I think that they should put hockey players' nicknames on the back of the jerseys on all the jerseys.
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
Like Reamer on the back of a jersey.
And Coatsy and I did a TV game together a long time ago. It was Flyers Cup game, I think, and I wasn't sure on TV whether I was not supposed to call him Steve, but I couldn't because it was just so strange.
Yeah.
You know.
But I think that would be funny to have everybody like Giroux. The back, Giroux's nameplate, it would just say G.
Right.
You know,
it would save some money maybe on lettering, right?
Absolutely. For some players, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, James Van Riemsdyk, it just say JVR. I think that would be cool. That would be something that hockey should do for at least a couple of games. Like when they wear a third jersey, just put the player's nickname on it. And if you don't know the nickname, just add IE or SEY to your name.
That's
the algorithm.
Every hockey player in the history of the game that is named Campbell goes by Soupy.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter who it is.
Yeah.
It's Soupy straight up. Every Campbell in the history of the game. So that's easy. But yeah, I mean, we've seen this before on some. I can't remember what sport. I should remember it, but there were Twitter handles right on the back of some jerseys and something. But yeah, nicknames are even better. Just go for it.
Yeah, like I'm looking at like these guys over here. You know, like Yogs. So this guy's got a Yager jersey, a Taka jersey, Tak.
Yeah,
I think that would be cool.
Yeah, just straight up do it.
And that guy's wearing an Ovechkin jersey.
I would like to see
Ovi.
I'd like to see Bob on the back of the nameplate.
Yeah, just for Bobrovsky,
yeah,
of course. You know, one of the elements of today, I wonder how Ovechkin's going to be received here because he was at the Garden the other night and he was not received well.
No.
In light of what's going on in our world, and he's been a guy that was a supporter of Vladimir Putin in the past, and he was asked about it the other day, and you know, he kind of just said, "I'm an athlete and I'm playing a sport," but every time he touched the puck at the Garden. The Boo Birds were out, and I imagine they will be here too.
Yeah, you know, and I think to some extent, you know, he's over the years he hasn't put himself in the best position for when something like this happens. Politically, yeah. But he did go out yesterday and make a statement on it that you know he's got friends in Russia, he's got friends in Ukraine, and you know he doesn't like it, he doesn't support it. You know, which is kind of, I guess, in this particular instance, what you have to say. You know, he's also got family in Russia that you know they're very kind of high profile, right?
Yeah.
So it's not a good position for him to be in, unfortunately. You know, I don't certainly haven't had more than one or two conversations with him in my life, and I certainly don't know his ideological stand. But I can't imagine that you know that he's a staunch supporter of what's going on, or you know anything like that, or you know not even right now, just anything that happens there. But you know I wouldn't be good for me to jump in on something like that with any authority. But you know it is a tough situation for him just from the standpoint of what he's got back in Russia, and you know being on such a stage, you don't want to put those people in danger. So it's a rock and a hard place for him.
Yeah, well, we'll see how he's received today. But the task at hand for the Flyers is to end this skid today. And they had themselves in prime position to do that a week ago when they opened up this homestand against the Washington Capitals. They played some pretty good hockey of late, but they haven't found wins. You doing the sign of the cross? You need a win?
Maybe that's what we need.
Does God skate the wing? Yeah, whatever it takes.
Something like that.
Bring your rosary out there.
Or you know, sacrifice the chicken if you're into that with the major league reference. I don't know.
Well, look, don't turn over the puck late to Garnet Hathaway. That's the lesson in life. You know, they held Ovechkin pointless.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Just when you think, okay, yeah, we shut down Ovechkin, we shut down Backstrom. Their power play's not figuring out. Then Garnet Hathaway shows up. I mean, my goodness,
seriously.
And again, that's a team. You know, that's a sign of a veteran team that can survive stretches like that when you're, you know, when your top guys aren't going, that the bottom guys can step up and do it. You know, that's what's frustrating against teams like this. So. You know, and there's only so much you can do. You just have to continue to key in on the guys that have caused you problems over the years, and you know, hope the fourth line can handle the ones that gave you problems last game out.
Well, I'll tell you what, we're going to give you some kind of breaking news. If you didn't hear it before, that Ilya Samsonov left warm up early, so we'll see if Phoenix Copley is going to get the start for the Washington Capitals. He's the backup today?
He's the backup. Vitek Vanacek was still on IR as of this morning.
Okay, so no Vitek Vanacek.
So, Hershey's close, but it ain't that close.
Yeah, we'll see if the building e-bug is.
Where's your stuff?
My stuff is at home.
It's at home.
Yes, and it's not coming down. Let's take one more time out here on the pregame show. We'll take you right up to the countdown to face off with Steve Coates and Tim Saunders and all the first period action. We're back after this, though. Flyers game day. Brian Smith, Jason Myrtetus on the BetRivers.com Flyers Broadcast Network.
You're listening to the Flyers pregame show on the Flyers.
Wells Fargo Center. Tim Saunders and Steve Coates will be standing by just momentarily for the countdown to face off and Flyers Caps first period action as we inch closer and closer to game number 4 of this 8-game homestand. All right, Brad, we talked about Broussard, we talked about Farabee, but this game today is the return also of Carter Hart, who missed a couple of games last week, and oddly enough, it was a back-to-back where basically you're going to split the duties. Martin Jones, I thought, played well in both games, but Carter Hart back in that today for the Flyers could be a distinct advantage from that eye infection.
Second worst timed eye infection in sports history, right behind Bob Costas, maybe? I don't know.
Well, anytime you faced Gretzky or Lemieux, that was a well-timed eye infection.
That's true, yeah. No, I mean, it was a tough situation for Martin Jones, but I thought he handled it well. He only played once in a month. something like that. I don't know. It was crazy that the Flyers were running through a stretch there where they didn't use them much. They were using them to get them some time, and then they hit the break. So yeah, he handled himself well. It's kind of unfortunate for Kirill Ustimenko that it was a back-to-back. He might have gotten a game against a lesser opponent or something like that. But yeah, I mean, Hart has been solid all year long, and we've looked at his numbers, and you're kind of surprised sometimes that his numbers aren't lower than they are given what's been happening in front of him. So he'll be back, and he'll lend a calming presence back there, and I'm sure he'll be right back to his solid self. He's had a couple of days of practice. So he has been, has gotten a chance to get out on the ice and, get things going again. And, hopefully tonight is going to be a good night for him.
Yeah, I mean, you look at these next two games. You look at today against Washington and, obviously dealing with what I think is the best pure goal scorer in the history of the game, Alex Ovechkin. And then the game that kicks off the month of March and a very busy 15-game month with Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl coming up on Tuesday. It's some high-powered, to use Chuck Fletcher turn of phrase, high-end talent against the Flyers in Ovechkin tonight, and then Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl coming up on Tuesday.
Yeah, they're going to need, they're going to need Carter to be sharp, obviously, for both of those games, and really this whole homestand here. I mean, the only possible weak link right now in the next 4 games is Chicago, and they're doing a little bit better right now. So, it's a tough week here, but the one good thing the Flyers have going for them in this next few days here is that they don't have the back-to-backs. They don't have a ton of travel. It's all at home, obviously. So hopefully they can weather this storm a little bit better than if it was a normal schedule. Put it that way.
Yeah, it's going to be over the next 2 calendar months. Over March, 15 games, and from to the 29th of April when the regular season ends, 15 games in April as well. So it's going to be a lot of hockey. It's not going to be a lot of practice, especially at this point in the season with that much hockey. The month of February was spaced out very nicely. The month of March and the month of April are not going to be spaced out very nicely.
No,
a lot of games.
Be awful. To be frank, 15 games each month. I
think the players like that.
They do. They
like playing.
They like to be in a rhythm. They like to be, they like to be, in a situation where they're game day, practice day, game day, practice day. And then you got a couple back-to-backs in there. There's some off days mixed in. Travel's not terrible. They don't have to go to Western Canada. They don't have to do anything huge there. They do have a trip, and honestly, they've been home so much that the trip that they have coming up right after the deadline might actually be nice. For them to get on the road and hang out and stuff like that. Plus, it seems like the COVID restrictions are starting to loosen, so could be good.
Yeah, that's a Detroit, St. Louis, Colorado, Nashville, Minnesota trip. So after the deadline. But stay tuned. Tim Saunders, Steve Coates, they've got the countdown to face off as they do before every game. It's par excellence. And they'll have all the first period action between the Flyers and the Caps. Can the Flyers end a 6-game skid today against a division rival? Stay tuned to find out. Tim Saunders, Steve Coates with all of that and more. On the way, you've been listening to Flyers Game Day on the BetRivers.com Flyers Broadcast Network.
You're listening to 97.5 The Fanatic Philadelphia, a Beasley Media Group station. Now,